if I can pull it together real quick. Oh, wait. Mm, 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 mm. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh, Shaggy. Uh-oh. Let's see if we can do this for real or what. All right. Good morning. Good morning. To me, it's afternoon, though. We shall see about it. See if I get my glasses. Because I really cannot see without them. Good morning. Good morning. I'm about to try to pull together. I have to cook supper early today. I got some appointments later. How you doing? How you doing? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. I just got off work. Um, so I need to clean these. Welcome, welcome. Clean these greens before I cook breakfast, so. What's good this morning? What's good? Come on in, hit the like. Let's get it rolling this morning. Let's see what's about to happen in here. Let's see if I can get it right. You know I'm ready to love you forever. In love now. I just got off work, y'all. I gotta put my stuff up real quick. Try to put on something to cook in. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Take this work uniform off real quick. Find something to throw on real quick. Let me see. Oh, Lord. All right. How's it going this morning? Y'all give me a sign. Let me know you hear me. Got to clean some greens, y'all. Get it started this morning. I bought some the other day and I did not cook them immediately, so they've been in my fridge for a day or two. I'm not real impressed with how they're holding up, so I went and bought some other ones. So yeah, I'm not cooking these. It just looks like shit. So I bought some new ones today. I'm gonna cook a big pot, and then I'm gonna, good thing you gotta clean them before you can cook them. But I'm gonna make a big pot and put some up for another time. So, yep, y'all give me a second. I am going to take my work clothes off, put something comfortable on. Love you forever. Love now. I don't know. I had a hankering for some greens and some smothered pork chops today, so that's what I'm making. I must start it early because I have to take my boy to the eye doctor. Well, not only him, I have to take myself to the eye doctors too. I'm partially blind, I swear. Freezer. Once I get these greens started, I'm gonna make some breakfast. I'm hungry and I feel like I just want to eat today. I just want to eat good. Call it what it is. Oh shoot. I wasn't even thinking. Hold on, let me save this bag to put the stems and stuff in. And of course, she left these from last night. She pisses me off. My daughter does some things that I don't necessarily like there. So I've got some smoked turkey legs I'm gonna put in them. So get this started real quick. How's everybody doing? Well, if everybody is somebody. As long as I've got a set of eyes and somebody to talk to, I'm all for it. So, like I said, I just got off of work. Just lucked up on a pretty decent gig. It's really easy. It's midnight, 12-hour shift, but it's so easy. It's so easy. You know, it's a lot of responsibility, but it is definitely not a hard thing to do. I utilized some local connections and was able to connect with a friend of a friend, and she has a home health care thing going on, and she was nice enough to allow me to fill one of the slots that she had open. It's only one day a week for now, but you know, just get your foot in the door. It's pretty good money. Well, it's really good money. It's really good money. So I really shouldn't say that out loud. No, I should say it, but it's really good money, and it's definitely coming in a way that is beneficial for me. I'll just put it like that. You know, and that's as tight as things are these days. Trying to keep up on your property taxes are due, I think, what, next month? No. Yeah, the end of August, I think they're due. I think the bill comes out next month. So, this will help. This will help. And it won't interfere with a couple other things that I have going on while I maneuver through the unemployment system. So, we'll just leave it at that. We will leave it at that. If you know, you know. If you don't ask. You know, we're going to do a don't ask, don't tell type of thing this morning. So, I tell you what, I was out in the YouTube streets, and boy, I had a close call in them streets. I had a real close call. Real close call. And once again, I heard from a content creator that I really respect. Actually, a couple. One I really, really respect, and another one that I'm a little bit confused about. This individual, I'm confused. He flip-flop too much. One day he cool with somebody and say, oh, you know, support this person, and the next day he not cool with that person. And I don't come on every day and watch every live everybody does, even if I happen to support your channel or be a mod or whatever on your channel. I'm not there every day. I come as much as I can, and I definitely am not hitting everyone that you put up every day. I'm not doing that. So I missed something, and I missed something really important, and come to find out, you know, some person was on the shit list again. So, and I didn't really realize it, you know, and, you know, some people, they communicate through email like a lot, and they really do that. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't. My notifications are not even on for my email. I don't get down like that. It's just not something I do. You know, if I check my email, cool. If I'm expecting something, I check it. Other than that, I really don't. You know, and before I could even jump over and tell this person, like, hey man, I shot you an email because this is where I was at in these streets and this is what's going on. I click over there and I'm getting blazed out the ass. So, oh, excuse my French. It's too early in the morning to be swearing. Something I'm working on, being a potty mouth. I'm not gonna do that too much anyway. At least not right now. My daughter's in there still asleep. So, and once she gets up, I will definitely be getting off live. My baby don't. She's grown and she chooses not to be in the view of folks. And really, I was like that for quite some time. I don't even really know if I'm gonna follow through on this YouTube thing or not. I don't know. I don't know. It's something that I'm dabbling with. I don't expect to be no big deal. I'm not gonna be no Kai Cent or Sonat or whatever his name is. I'm not gonna be no thing like that, not unless I find a really good niche to get into. But right now, I'm just in here running my mouth, talking shit, navigating these YouTube streets, and finding out that there's a lot. People move so weird, man. They move so weird. They move so weird on YouTube, and then they make it so it's serious. It's like real serious. Like when they got beef with somebody, they expect you to have beef with them too. They expect you to react how they react. No. Now, when I'm on your channel and if I rock with you, I'm gonna react a certain way. I'm gonna react in the way that lets you know I'm on your team. But if I choose to go somewhere else and do something else, I shouldn't have to catch flack and hear nobody talking shit. Wait a minute. I think this is kale. Good. I put some kale in there too. Like I said, these are the ones I bought the other day that I was too busy doing other stuff that I never got around to cleaning them and cooking them. So they're a little bit funny looking. So I went and bought some fresh ones today too to mix in there. Like I said, I'm gonna make a really good pot, a big one, and freeze some for another day. I learned that lesson the last time I made a big old pot, and they were so good. And I don't know what's wrong with my kids. They act like if I don't warm it up and let them know for sure it's there, that they just not gonna eat it, which upsets me because they are expensive to feed. It's like feeding linebackers or something. It really is. Now the boy I can see, he's 13 and still growing. The other one, she's grown, and she's not growing anymore. She's not gonna get any taller. The only growing she's gonna do is get wider. So, and I don't care nothing about telling her about that either. If I don't tell you, who will? You know, if your mother's not honest with you, then your mom ain't shit. And I definitely am not a not shit mom. I'm definitely there for my shorties, my babies. So I want to get these cleaned and get my taste good going. I have to cook these smoked turkey legs down. So other than that, I'm not really doing nothing. You just come along for the ride while I cook. I don't really have a lot to say. This is more of a show than a tell this morning. Especially, I mean, and I don't know. Like I said, people in these YouTube streets are moving so weird, man. talking about black spaces and this and that. I don't know. Is cooking greens a black thing? Like, am I being a culture vulture or something? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it behooves me why people talk like that, why people do shit like that. I mean, I don't uh I don't deal with every and all. I don't. So if I say, a certain, let's just use, I don't know, let's just use these young goofy chicks with no guidance that are just getting ran through. And I say that lovingly because, well, bullshit. I don't say it lovingly. I say it. I got a couple in my family that are just fucking ridiculous. And my daughter wouldn't be one of them, though. She sure wouldn't. She sure wouldn't. She's one of them kids that learn from everybody else's mistakes. She's very, very much about her business. She's very much keeps her circle absolutely small and doesn't play with it. She sure doesn't. She took my advice when I told her the city we live in is small. I mean, it's not minutely small. It's not like we're in a one street town or anything like that. We definitely are in a decent county and city. However, it's an old it was definitely brought together by the plant, by GM. GM was up here. The Silver Dome was up here. There was a lot of stuff up here for when they built the palace. That made it even better coming out that way, or out this way anyway. It just, a lot of stuff. The palace is gone. The Silver Dome is definitely gone. The plant is gone. We had American Axle out here. There was Peachtree, but those jobs, they're not enough to keep a community thriving. That's for sure. So I always told my daughter, don't date from our area. Just don't do it while you're young, because before you know it, because the families are so big and interconnected here, that before you know it, you'll be dating. You'll be trying to go on a date, and a boy will come to the door to pick you up, and I'll be like, girl, that's your cousin. So shit like that. But my nieces, well, I shouldn't say plural. I shouldn't say it. Well, I didn't say it plural. They didn't listen. They did not listen to me. They did not listen. And they definitely are catching the flux for not listening to me. Because it gets complicated. It definitely gets complicated. Like I said, this morning is more of a show than a tell. Lord, situation. I don't really have a lot of chit chat to be going on, except that I am going to still give thanks to my girl, whose platform I visit very often, and I definitely am taking some steps to move in the direction that she has been speaking about lately, because I swear all the little weird shit I've been going through these YouTube streets, she spoke on it. She spoke on it clear as day, and no sooner did she speak on it did I fall head first into some fuckery. So, whatever though, everybody lives and learns. I'm not one for technology. I'm not really one that, look, when computers first came out when I was in high school, we were using the Tandy 1000 and they had floppy disks, right? So I never really got off into the computer. I mean, I can do basic stuff. I can do basic stuff, but I'm not impressed with it. I mean, in college I took some computer classes because you had to take it for your general education requirements for my degrees. And I can remember being really frustrated in class, like, just frustrated because it's a little confused, just computers in general, and then all this stuff that's going on is just, it's a lot. It's a lot, and I'm really not impressed with how a lot of things move on the internet. I'm really not impressed with it. Okay. Let me put 2 of these in here. Onion real quick. I know I took, there we go, a couple of onions in there. Yeah, a couple of them now. So, anyway, like I said, it's more of a show than tell. Good morning and welcome. Appreciate you watching, looking, listening, whatever you're doing. Hopefully you're having a great day. I'm not going to be on here real long because I have a busy day. On top of just getting off work from last night, I have a busy day ahead to, like I said, I have to take my boy to his eyeglass appointment. And he's hard on glasses. He really is. You know, and he insisted last time that he wanted these wire frame glasses. He wanted them, and it's down in there. What is all that? Hold on. Not do that last night. Forgive me for 1 minute. There we go. I mean, I'm not going to add these yet. I'm going to cut them, but I'm not going to add them just yet. Hey, love now. Matter of fact, let me put some TV on, put some music on while I get this together. I think tomorrow I am definitely gonna go start getting into the swimming flat out. I don't have my glasses on. Hold on, let me see what all that is. Let's see. Hopefully nobody's in here blazing me. Let's see. Oh, yeah, dig. The only problem with waiting is that your story will become irrelevant, old news. Yeah, nobody really cares about Awesome anyway. Awesome's a dick. He's a dick. It's not about having how many followers that I'm gonna have. I don't want people running back to him and saying, she said. I would like for his ass to just sit there, shut up, and watch. You know, because he's foul. He's foul. You know, he definitely did some suspect stuff for real. That's fact. I don't know, what did you hear happen? Because I talked to a couple other people. I really talked about it the other day with a few people that were here the other day. We talked about it. But I mean, I don't know, Awesome said some really nasty shit about me. You know, he's very much a showman, but you know what I'm saying? But he showed his ass the wrong way with me. It's not really about the followers that you have to have. I just want a bigger audience at the time. I don't want to keep telling it over and over again. You know what I'm saying? To have to keep telling the story over and over again. Because, you know, I'll say this, and I said it in one of my shorts, that if it wasn't for Gizmo, he wouldn't have no decent people supporting him. He'd be on fucking OnlyFans, and that's real talk. So, that'd be real talk because he shits on people, you know, and he's very much about appearances. Like, I used to get phone calls like, you know, I got some emails last night, and would you come out? I'm going to need you to come on live and just apologize. You know, just apologize because I don't want them thinking that a white woman has that much pull over here. And now, mind you, I didn't do anything or say anything in his live or anywhere else for that matter, that he didn't say, go for it, do it. This is the plan. This is what I want you to do. You know, so he's full of shit. I just don't like the fact that he made that whole video about me, talking about I invade black spaces and blah, blah, blah. So it's not about how many followers. Really, I'm a quantity over quality. You know what I'm saying? It's not, followers easy to get. The trick to that is so easy that it's scary. But, I mean, what specifically do you want to know? I'm going to start with that. That way maybe I don't have to tell the whole shenanigans. Well, what part did you see? Hmm? Listen, he is not my platform. You know what I'm saying? He's not, my shit doesn't revolve around him. Yeah, I'm still taking jabs at him because he should fucking apologize. I'm still taking little slick jabs at him, but I don't give a fuck about him either. You know what I mean? I feel I'm really disappointed that he's as shallow as he is, because keeping it real, I was never in the running trying to date Awesome. I know exactly what he is. I know who he is, and I know why he is the way he is. So I've never. He's the type of guy that, yeah, no. So, let him tell it. I was all on his dick and all that. I don't dick ride. I only did what I was supposed to do as a mod, and I feel like he shit on me. Just like his other mod he's got over there. Notice she doesn't have a picture up anymore because it's a white woman. You see what I'm saying? So he's just insecure. I'd rather have a discussion with him. I'd rather him come over here. And let's talk. I'm not gonna go on the smoke show because he's not gonna control the narrative. So let's see. Because he's insecure. That's why he blocked me. Well, listen, I'm an ex-con, to be quite fair, although it was way back in the day and I wasn't violent, I wasn't any of those things, but I definitely was not. I didn't go to jail for being a dope fiend or for selling pussy or whatever he said out there. You know what I'm saying? I I know that he did not want, I was over there. There's a few people over there that are very nice people, very nice people. And at first me and Awesome were cool, like how folks are nice and supportive of him. We all used to just kick it on there and be cool. And a couple of the ladies was like, "Hey Trista, I see you having surgery, whatever, you're going through a hard time. I wanna send you a couple dollars." And I was like, "Oh wow." And I asked him, I'm like, "Hey, such and so, can I put my Cash App up on your platform?" He was like, "Yeah, girl, go ahead." It's not something that we did all the time. Like I told him, I'm not on that tip. I'm not out here, trying to hijack people's platforms with a sob story. It's just we were, he's had some good people over there, some decent people. But the ladies that are top notch over there, none of them would date him either. And I'm pretty positive they only there because of Gizmo too. So it's a trip. And then did you see that live he did with his daughter? That poor girl. That poor girl had to sit there while he humiliated her, saying all the trifling shit he did to her growing up. I was outdone. I would never make my daughter sit through no shit like that. She looked so uncomfortable. But then again, I'm not going to speak on her because I don't know her. I don't know her. And she might not have been uncomfortable. She might have just had to fart or something. I don't know. So, let me see. No, I'm not explosive unless you come for me. And what had happened was, the beginning of the downfall, we were having this issue with this particular, like when he was doing this whole thing with Cynthia G. And I soon so know he was going to look so terrible if he went on that. But that's what he wanted to do. So, yeah, you want me to go? Yeah. So, and listen, I still get responses from people on her channel about some of the stuff. Hold on. On her channel about some of the stuff, that was going on at the time. Hi, Bubba. So, he would. to the point where the day the thing was about to happen, the day before, I was like, man, and look, we talked outside of the live. We just didn't communicate like this. You know what I'm saying? Phone number, emails, text message, whatever. And I asked him the day before it was supposed to happen. I'm like, can I just give you, can I say something? Can I tell you something? Because I told him, Cynthia G did do a chop job on him and made it. She just cut it up and played the worst parts of his interview with Kendra G or with Kendra, and just kept looping him around and really made him look like a butthole. So I was like, when you go on, I can't tell you not to go on there. I'm not gonna say that, but when you do, just hold back a little bit. Hold back so they don't make you look like an ass. And whether he was going to or not, yeah, that would have been a huge mistake. He would have got more followers for sure, because there are still people that from Cynthia G's channel that pop up over there under different accounts. Absolutely. See, because I was still a mod, so I can investigate all that stuff, and I was seeing them. Because on her platform, they deleted like all the other messages that people sent over there, but mine are still sitting up there. Because, I wasn't dumb. I subscribed to her. Once you subscribe, why would she take it down? I'm subscribed. However, whatever though. I mean, people don't see the logic. People don't know how to infiltrate. Like, he was like, oh, you infiltrate, that's all you do. As if I'm some kind of black man worshiper or some throwback Becky. He really cut it out, because, I'm not highfalutin by any means, but best believe I can go down in my garage, get in my own car, start it up, put my kids in my shit, and at the end of the day, I can come home to some shit that's mine. I mean, and I tried to put him, he's hard-headed. I didn't do anything but try to offer game. He didn't never spill the game about how to hustle on YouTube. He never did. I'm gonna tell you what, when he made that video about me, that's when I decided. I've had my channel since 2015. I've never had the inclination to be in front of the camera. Never. I'm just, it is what it is. Like, even now, I don't think I'm gonna continue to be in front of the camera, because these YouTube streets are fucking weird. People move weird, man. They do. They move very weird. As I'm touching my hair trying to cook. Hold on. They move weird. So, but it was another content creator that and then now mind you, Awesome thought it was like a big deal to be a mod on his channel. Like, what the fuck? Don't nobody care about that. It took me about 45 minutes to be a mod on somebody else's channel, flat out, and I don't ask to be that. I just keep it real. Although I got in a little bit of some weird shit over there too, because one day, anyway, that's a whole other story. We're talking about dick bag. I'm just saying, there's a whole story to be told. He's a dick. He's a dick. He's a dick. He's shallow. He's a dick. He thinks sitting in that fucking apartment getting all dressed up is doing something. His platform runs in circles. It's nothing but chaos. You know what I'm saying? It's a cool place to go talk shit if you want to talk shit all the time, but he's not really putting anything valuable out into the world. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, if it wasn't for his daughter, Gizmo, and people caring and generally feeling some kind of way, he would be having to fuck for money on OnlyFans. Or, trying to... And there's a reason he didn't come home to Detroit. There's a reason he didn't go home to Detroit. That he kept running. Let me see. There's something wrong with him. There's something wrong with him. I mean, I tried to explain to him, like, because he's like, oh, I don't have any skills. I don't have this. I don't have that, because I was in the streets and I was in prison and I was picking up garbage at Popeye. So the skills it takes to be successful in the streets, they cross over into doing other things. You know what I mean? I mean, quite frankly, I'm in the process. It's taken a little stall because money stuff of starting my own little gig. I already got the business set up and all of that. I don't have the money to and I'm looking into finding a grant to put together so I can get the little truck I got together. It's a friend of mine who's willing to go out on a limb and help convert this bus that he has into something I can work with. I love to play with food. I love it, whatever it is, but I don't want him to really do it out of his pocket other than, give me the bus. But anyway, that's where the partnership comes in at. But anyway, trying to explain to him that you can. Oh well, exactly, and that's the foul part because I I never like I always said to him like, look, especially when he made me a mod, you notice I did never disagree with him, never. I never disagreed with him. Like, okay, cool, whoop. Even in the back of my mind, I would think to myself, you might be going a little hard, or you did look a little foolish over there. And I'm hoping he only did Kendra G just so that he could put himself out there, hustle in the YouTube streets and get people to his channel. Just like when he made that video about me, I got so many people that came to my channel just to see like who the fuck is this bitch? Like who is she? Like, to check me out. And don't get it twisted. Some people that are on his place come and fucks with me. You know, and I have come across some decent people that I have come through like Men of Order. Uzziah is definitely a gift to YouTube as far as the knowledge that he puts out and the good lessons he puts out just about being organized and how to do your resume and how to do different things. And then, old girl Key Nicole. She's so inspirational and so nice and so solid. Well, yeah, well, and that's what I mean by saying if it wasn't for her, if it wasn't for Gizmo, I have to give it to him though because he still has her. He could have left her with them people. Don't get it wrong. The mother might not call about her, but the mother's mother calls him about her. Keep that in mind. He could have left her there. But he did take her. You know what I'm saying? And at some level that you have to give him credit for that. He is a dick. And I really hope that she. Yeah. I'm not even gonna speak on that. I'm not gonna put any energy into the universe about her because she's a baby and she's beautiful and she's so smart. But I think, I, how I raise my kids and how he may raise his is different. I'm not gonna do that, but yeah, I think that there definitely is a prop aspect to it. I don't want to say prop. That's so foul to say that because she's just a baby. But I definitely believe, use what you got to get what you want. Go, girl. You know what I mean? Like, that your song was back in the day. Like, use what you got to get what you want. Otherwise, he'd have to use what he's got to get what he wants. You've seen Whiskey and Pineapple Night. You've seen him in the shower. You've seen him with the robe popping open. He knows what he's doing. He's not a fool. Look, that's the only reason I stopped to watch one day because I was like, oh, wait, hold on. He's not an ugly guy. He's not. When he opens his mouth, sometimes he's foul. That really is a turn off. But, just in general, he's not bad looking when he's in a bubble bath. Plain and simple. You have to give him, credit that if he kept his mouth closed and just did like a mime, he'd be all right. But I just think that I don't know. I got a good bullshit radar. Like I just don't think that he knows real people. Like he's used to dealing with the people that were on the level. He's used to being the big dog in the room because he's the man with the sack. He's the one that says, "Nah, bitch, do this, and I'll give you that." Or I'm sure he used to treat his customers like shit to a certain point. You know what I mean? I can't say for sure. I didn't know him. I don't know Gizmo's mom. I don't. And the bad thing is he only showed that one picture of her. That one picture of that girl. That's it. That's all. Not like, oh, this is me and my baby's mom. This is we chilling or nothing. Nothing. He showed that one funky picture of her in a wheelchair when she had Gizmo. Ye- Yeah, he probably put them private. He probably put, if he used those direct words, he put them private. And yeah, that is part of the game, but that's why on everything I love, I never sent him a dime. Not a dime. I never sent a diaper, a dime, a nothing. Flat out. Because, and I can tell you this too, the ladies that are sending him money, the most money, I'm sure there's some ratchets on there just trying to get pick me, so they'll send him some money. But guaranteed, the ladies that send and do the most for him, they not hip to the streets. They're not hip to that type of world. They're not hip to being manipulated and having game ran on them. You see, flat out, I'm positive because I've spoken with a couple of them, and they're just generally very kind-hearted people, just very kind-hearted people, like the kind of people that see a family and are like, yeah, I'm gonna adopt that family for Christmas, or I'm gonna do this for this family, or something like that. That's the type of people a lot of them are. And you would like to think that good energy would override bad energy, and but I said it in a couple of comments that I made to comments people made to me, that he's going to crash and burn. I see he's never gonna have a solid community. I mean, I can probably think of, let me think, one, two, three, four. I know three for sure do on the regular for him and Gizmo. On the regular without fail. I know for sure. Now, there's probably more, you know, but I don't even see how these ladies don't catch on while he's got all them women sitting in the other room while he's on live, you know, doing his striptease act for the ladies. Oh, that's where it started. Absolutely. That's where it jumped off at. You're absolutely, that's why I'm saying that was his play into it. Absolutely. I believe that 100%. I believe that. Otherwise he would have did a dual live with MABW. I've been following MABW way before I knew of an awesome. I've been following a couple people that I know, if he was really about all, and I noticed a couple of men that were over there in the beginning. They don't be over there no more. Even before I stopped going over there, I noticed that certain people were falling back. And keeping it real, a couple of the cats that was over there a lot come talk to me sometimes. They don't. It's not like, you know, and it's not about like trying to brag like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But real recognizes real, you know. And I just feel like you can't live your life doing people dirty. So the point I was trying to get at is, you know, he has some solid people that are there. They're very invested in this little girl. They are very invested. And as long as he doesn't talk to them how he talked to and about me, see, but they're not as assertive as I am. One of them is very, very non-confrontational, but she will back up out of there real quick and just sit back. She don't back and forth with him. There's another one that, if he was really about what he says he's about, would be the one. She would be the one he should go after. She's successful in her own way. I mean, she's not like a big wig CEO or whatever, but she does well for herself and her children, and she generally cares about Gizmo. You know, so I mean, at this point, if he was really going for what he says he's going for, he'd have been already pulled a decent woman, and we'd be moving on to different things. Family day at the beach, he would have been moved them videos on. So my point being is, he's not gonna. He has to do a constant, you know, Sambo shuck and jive to keep new people coming through there. That's why he did her video twice. You know what I'm saying? That's why he did that. And the only reason I even waste my breath even about it, because zero fucks given. I don't have to watch her channel. I don't give a shit. And I'm not worried about him pulling up on me either, because I guarantee he can't play with me. He can't do it. He's got too much at stake. Too much at stake to even come over here playing with me on the real. And plus, I for some reason, he refuses to come to Detroit. Like, why? Like, why? If this is where your daughter is at, your support system, everything, you know what I'm saying? Why you won't come home? Like, why? Kind of suspicious to me. Maybe he can't come. Because, like I said, we probably know of the same people. I've probably been around some of the people he may know if he was all he says he was, because I don't remember ever seeing him in the circles I was walking and talking in. Although talking like this was not me back then. It was you be seen and not heard, just kick back, take the minutes down, and holler back. You know, and it wasn't by force. It's just how that was ran, and neither here nor there on that. There's a reason he can't come home. I was the original follower. It used to be just me in the live when he started. Wow. Wow. See what I'm saying? I think I got to messing with him about, I don't know, it had to be before Halloween. It was before Halloween because I remember last year. So I don't know how long. I didn't watch Kendra G. I don't watch stuff like that. I might watch the balloon pop every now and again just to giggle at the goofy goofballs that are on there, and the weird chicks that go on there. Just whatever. But forgive me for asking, but are you a man or a woman? Are you a woman or a man? Because let me see. Nambas, I don't want to be disrespectful, but, you know, if you're a woman, you probably started watching it. Yeah, you started watching for the same reason I did then. Yeah. And I, keeping it real, I wasn't that invested to go back and watch the videos when he first started, because I can believe what you're saying. I can believe that he was putting out a tutorial because of how he's veered away from the uplifting and self-esteem of black men. He's uplifting the self-esteem of nobody, but by telling you how to shit on whatever people. I just and deep down I feel like he's full of, no, you're not gonna get it. I believe color. It would be wrong for me to say I don't see color in people, because it's the obvious. We are all different shades and all this other kind of nonsense. However, and I do believe that in some areas of life there is a imbalance of things that are done to or by people of different colors. But in the reality of the world, I judge people on their merit. I judge people on what they do. I judge people on how they treat me. Period. I believe, like, everybody is a friend until you show me you're not. Like, I don't go into a situation cynical. I definitely go in with my eyes open, but not cynical. So in saying that, I'm saying I didn't go back and watch his early videos, because that's what it was. But then he started seeing that the men ain't really rocking with you like that. They really not. And if they do rock with you for a minute, the ones that really are looking for a mentor and somebody to uplift their self-esteem and to help them navigate the world, because they may not have had a male figure in their life or whatever, once they see so far, they out of there. They not going for that. So, because I've noticed there's been a couple of solid cats that I thought were, definitely talking about doing positive things, and they would really respond when he would talk about positive things. And they not rocking with him like that no more. And the ones that I have spoken to here on my own platform, if they really rock with him like that and he was really all about that, they wouldn't come and talk to me. You know what I mean? But they see that I didn't do shit wrong. And what really was the final blow on that, like I said, he let me put my Cash App up there, and a couple of his ladies, they sent me a few dollars. I mean, and I was very thankful for it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not out there like, oh, I gotta have. And like I told, because I asked him right on live, do you mind? Because, such and such and so, And back then it seems like he lost sight, like he got comfortable with the people who kept coming and the people that come every day and the people that come and are invested in his situation. He got comfortable and he'll shit on you to keep the next one. Like what happened was this one day, one of the fellas had said something as to why these young women, or he may have even said black women, and I'm talking to everybody in the comments. He's saying his spiel, and I responded to something that this man had said, and I said because they built like linebackers, and they loud, they obnoxious, and they have no fucking home training. And facts, that's my experience. It is what it is, white, black, red, whatever. And one of the ladies in the chat was like, Trista, what gives you the right to speak on that? Because the conversation was around a lot of these young black women that are just trifling, and like I said, it's trifling everywhere. But so she asked, like, what gives you the right to speak on that? And I was like, well, I don't speak in every and all, and I really don't. Yeah, okay, you remember. So if the truth hurts, if it applies, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. You know what I mean? Well, he started getting emails behind that. Oh, yeah, white girl, woo, woo, woo. And he called me later on that day, and he called me, and he was like, I'm getting emails, Trista, and they really feel like, that you was out of pocket. And I was like, well, damn, if the shoe fits, wear it. You know what I mean? Like, what? I didn't say anything wrong. I didn't be like, bitch, you. No, and I don't say every and all. So if that little one comment struck a nerve, then bitch, you need to look in the mirror. That's how I felt. But I said, okay, it's your platform. I don't never want to block your hustle. So I'm going to need you to come on and apologize. Well, and then plus, I mean, the people that get their feelings hurt about what I say are generally the people that are insecure and think that they might be like that. Or maybe they really do still think that white girls are taking over the black men. I don't know. Vegas, get your dog, please. I don't know, and that's not my burden to carry. I don't give two shits. I don't disrespect people. I don't do that. But I call bullshit when I see it. And like I said, if this shoe fits, if the truth hurts, then that's a you problem. It's a you problem. Just because the white woman said what everybody else was saying, you got a problem with that. So regardless, so he was like, I'm going to need you to come out and apologize. I'm like, all right, don't worry. I made that whole big post that said I may have put my foot in my mouth. My bad. I'll stay in my place. That kind of bullshit. Okay, cool. I don't care. I really don't care. Then the next thing that happened was when Baby Junior was coming back with all them different profiles, and I think it was just me and Keely as mods in this chat, and we trying to keep up. We blocking him, he coming back. We blocking him, he coming back. Trying to figure that, and he's coming back on different and we got people from Old Girls Channel coming over under different accounts. And there was one particular person that I kept asking, like, is she a supporter, like, or is this person? Like, should I block? Should I block? And this person took offense to something I said, and I apologized to this goofy bitch twice, maybe 3 times. She kept coming for me, kept trying to get his attention. Well, she said something about mammies. Well, no, I didn't. I said your mama. I said your mama. I've apologized to you twice. If you still continue to be like that, your mama. And that's all I said. That's my whole thing on that. And he got caught up, of course, running on emotion, which, like he says, that's a female trait. So I can kind of see where some people who may think that he may be one way or another. I'm not going to say that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to stoop to his level. I made that short that said, hey, because he called me all kinds of dope fiends and sluts and a dick rider and all this kind of stuff that he knows goddamn well is not how we communicated. That's not what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when we first started communicating outside of the chat, because at this point, I didn't see the earlier videos of him teaching men how to hustle women, which it's the same way women can hustle men. So I didn't need to see him. I know that game. However, I still was under the impression that he was, trying to do the right thing. Like, and my husband died 3 years ago, and my son is my godson. And his father passed away. His mama doing what she doing. His brother's not in the picture, and he going through it. He needed some emotion. I needed help trying to figure out how to regulate his emotions and whatever. And he did some dumb shit, and he punched me in the face. He did. He punched me in the face. This little boy was worked the fuck, just whatever it was. And he's not that kind of kid. He's really not. And, I have to learn to read the room. He's too big to be popping with the belt. He's 13, and I popped him, and it is what it is. That's a story for another day. But I reached out to him, like, for some suggestions, like, which way should I turn? Like, should I feed into his choosing violence and allow him to go train to box, or what should I do? You know what this butt fuck told me? He said, throw him the fuck out. Put him out. He's 13. What are you talking about? Throw him out. Excuse me? That's when I started like, okay, yeah, I see what this is, And then plus, he actually told me one time I was trying to get it, text him about something, and I'm like, man, like, what's up, man? Get back to me. When he called me back, he's like, I have a lot of women vying for my attention. Well, I'm not. We had an agreement when I came onto that platform, and he made me a mod after I popped up a few times. Him and I had a discussion about what role I was gonna play. Like, I understand that it's a show and it's a game. You know what I'm saying? As far as things, so my job was to keep the chat rolling. You see, I talk shit in real time, all that text. My job is to read everything, pull shit to the front so he can address it. You know what I'm saying? Call bullshit when I see it. So we had an understanding about that. He was talking about Awesome alleged that she was an educated woman. I think she had a PhD according to him, and he kept talking about how the lady would do anything for Gizmo. So he was supposedly laying up with her, or it was just somebody that was supporting him? Because saying that, he wouldn't have said that out loud with her in the chat, though. So I don't know. It's maybe, but if he would do anything for Gizmo, why the fuck he living there? And why he doesn't have a car? You see what I'm saying? But if she would do anything, why the first thing he didn't do was get a car and have it plated and insured so he didn't have to drag his baby out, rain, snow, sleet, or whatever the fuck, and have Uber Eats bring diapers and wipes when he doesn't have any. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I think that might have been just cap. That might have been cap. That might have been cap. Because a lot of times you have to speak on stuff to manifest it. And a lot of women are pick-me's. A lot of women are pick-me's, and I would definitely not walk into that situation with him. I definitely would be the auntie that would babysit sometimes. I love babies. I'm about to babysit my girls tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I love babies. So I definitely would have been like the auntie that would babysit, but I would never walk into that situation. Because just like he said, you should never leave your man if he just slaps you. Well, dig this here. You should never be with a man that you know is just going to slap you. And he will be the one to just slap you. He will do that. And me knowing me, I'm not going to put myself in a position to where he's going to slap me. And I know that my mouth will do it because he won't be able to tolerate it. And keep this in mind, though. Keep this in mind, because I've got me a fat daddy over here. Baby, I like him so much, but he a true man, or he truly solid about it. Just being in this man's presence calms me down. And I talk how I talk. I walk how I talk. I am who I am. He's been known who I was before my husband died. You know what I'm saying? So he knew what he was getting into, but his presence just calms me. You know what I'm saying? And even when I'm an emotional wreck and I'm crying because my baby punched me in my face, he may not have understood why I wasn't just really, really upset and laying down the punishment. And I could see the confusion in his face, but he still brought order to my situation. That's a real man. I could never put myself in a position to where I know that a man's button is just that easy to push because his ego is just that delicate and fragile. And I think that comes from the shit his dad did to his mother. I mean, living like that, they could not have gave him that much attention. So I can't speak on that because I don't know. I never heard the story. Let me see. Just know I'm talking about that video from way back that I saw. Oh yeah, yeah, I know that's what you're talking about. That's why I said I didn't watch those. That's why I had to stop for a minute and be like, nah, he wouldn't have said that. There's somebody in his chat now that is a huge supporter that before I figured out that he was not changing, that he was, because listen, I can scam a man with the best of them back in my days when, when white wasn't cracked. We aged so terribly. Ugh. But I still think I did pretty good. Anyway, I know how that game is played. So when I thought about what you said, I said no, he wouldn't have made that video with this particular person. That still shows up in the chats, just still comes around, and is very much a supporter. If he really was looking for somebody, he would have been shut all this down and pursued this individual because she's a beautiful woman. She's successful in her own right, and not like she's a big CEO hotshot. It would fall right into a feminine. I don't want to say trade. Well, it is kind of a trade. A feminine trade that makes decent money. But I don't know. Then again, I think she's probably too smart. She probably keeps her distance and just looks out for Gizmo because she probably knows that if she did, she'd be making all the money every day and he'd be sitting at home writing a fucking how to be an asshole book, I guess. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't have to bash him just on any and everything because he does that for himself. But I can speak on what I see. That's why I didn't say anything on anybody else's platform, and it really made me just want to be able to run my mouth about it because he's a dick. He's just a dick. He's a dick, So I just, yeah, I feel for it. I feel for it. I wonder who's putting up all the money for Gizmo's party they're planning, though. I wonder that. He's something else. And just to go even further with how he is, because he tried to come at me one day he texted me and talked about, send me some pictures, baby. And I was like, and I wish I wouldn't have got so fucking mad because before I decided to do this, I was just like, fuck this bitch. And deleted, all the text messages and stuff. I probably got some emails, but, my thing is this here. He can't come. He could be like, no, it's not true, which, okay, whatever. I don't have to prove it is. But I know he's not going to clap back and be like, look what she sent, because I sent him a picture of my face when my baby did that to me because I was just outdone. I just didn't really know what to do. And when he gave me the response he gave me, I was like, huh? Like, he's 13, and nobody who does that to their mother should be allowed to live in the house. He's 13. What you suppose I do with him then, wise ass? And who gives up on a kid? He's just a little boy, trying to navigate puberty and the fact that his father passed away and his mother is nowhere but, 21 minutes down Woodward, and she's living her best fucking life. You know what I mean? So when he gave me that response, I was like, I'll say it again. He is, oh, absolutely, he's his worst enemy. That's why I say he has to continue to do the smoke show and cap on people and take baths in the tub and talk about what he'll do if he gets his hands on the woman, this, that, and the other. That kind of, or take pictures with some random bitch in his bed with his hand on her ass. That kind of thing. He's going to have to keep doing that. He's going to have to keep drumming up more people that, and I don't want to, like I said, I don't speak in every and all. So when I say this, I'm not talking about everybody that goes over there and deals with him. But 98% of them chicks over there are pick-me's. They're pick-me's, flat out, pick-me's. And they want to come over there and just like when he did that thing and didn't turn his live all the way off and it was heard that girl talking that foul shit about Key Nicole. How you not going to let me crack a your mama joke But you got some dick sucker in there talking somebody about Key Nicole. Key Nicole is cool. She don't, she, I, and it's my platform. I'm gonna say her name because she didn't say anything bad about him. She don't shit talk him. She said her piece on her live. So all I'm doing is saying my point of view on that. You know, he said I ran over to her platform. I've been dealing with her. I've been dealing with her as long as I've been dealing with him. Well, actually, I've been dealing with her longer now because I don't fucks with him. But it's like, you know, you can't take it because somebody, he played in her face. He played in her face because when she said her live and she said what she said, he jumped on live. He might not have heard hers. Maybe he did. Maybe Keely said that, oh, this is what Key said. And he jumped on live. Well, she jumped over there and she addressed him personally. And he stood there like he didn't know what she was talking about. Oh, well, who said that? Who said that? Oh, I'm going to find out. Bitch, you know who said it because they were standing right next to you and they were jealous because you were talking to another woman. And then they really went and got real and showed their real insecurity when they started cracking on something she can't control. She can't control what happened to her as a baby. And even if she could, even if it was something she did to herself, even if she stabbed herself in the eye years ago, why would you cap on somebody like that? Why would you do that? And why would he allow that? Oh no, don't worry about that. Don't think that way, babe. She's a content creator. That's the only reason. And I believe he lied when he said, and yeah, she sent me a Cash App after that. I think that's bullshit. I think that's bullshit. I never asked her because I'm just not going to keep bringing it up because when we're in her live, we don't talk about him. We don't even say names in her live. Like, this is my platform. I can say Awesome's name. I can say what the fuck I want to say. But when I'm in other people's spaces, just like when we were on Uzziah's Men of Order thing, he was in there. I was in there at the same time. I spoke to everybody else. I'm not going to speak to him. He's not going to speak to me. And I'm also not going to bring that bullshit to somebody's channel who doesn't entertain the chaos and the bullshit. So, I'm going to say what I want. You know, so I just feel like, why would you, like, what kind of person are you around that you would even entertain having these randos around your daughter? Like, my baby is 13, and I still don't have my fat daddy around him. I don't. He don't come over here unless my kids, well, he came over recently because my babies was out of town for the holiday. So other than that, I don't do that. I don't have randos around my kids. I sure don't. And when I go deal with my dude and get all the way, get my back blown out, we'll just say that, I come home in the same condition I left in. I don't come home with my shit ace deuce and oh, I don't. I respect my babies. I don't do that. And I think that he falls short on that because I don't know how many women have we seen over there, and and how many haven't we seen is the question. Oh yeah. I'm cooking down. Oh yeah, it's time to pull them out and take the bones out. You're right. Thank you. I'll pull my bones out. Really, I'm just putting together the stuff to cook the greens and. Thank you. So, yeah, and you see, ADHD is real. ADHD is real. I will definitely forget about some stuff, especially when I'm running my mouth. Especially. Appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you. Let me see now. I need to season these a bit. And you can attest that it's not true. White people do season their food. We season our greens. We do. We do. Wait a minute. Like, wait a minute. I'm missing something. What? Where is my... Neil, why did you put all this shit on the counter just any kind of way? Well, don't answer me now. Answer me when I'm done talking. Oh, here it is. When I'm done talking on live. But don't be putting all that random shit you got from the Renaissance up on the counter. To-go cups and stuff are always nice, but we're not doing that. So, my point is, just, he's foul. He's foul. You know, I thought about when he was talking about she ran to my enemies. She ran to my enemies. I thought about, so like I said, I still talk to a few of the people that are on Cynthia G's platform. Because when I decided that I was gonna start, you know, trying to go live, I had to soften up on my viewpoint over there. I had to humble myself, and on some of the comments where I wrote for him hard, I had to soften it up and be like, damn, don't I have egg on my face, ladies? You know what I'm saying, about certain things, you know what I mean? I didn't go over there and be like, yeah, you're all right, he's an asshole. I'm just not gonna. No, that's not what I already put some of that in there. You know, I had to soften up a little bit about that, because that is a good niche that Cynthia G has. That's a good niche, man. I've seen a couple other content creators that have different little niches similar to that. They don't go as hard as Cynthia goes. But after I listened to a few of her, like outside of the one she did about him, she's not lying about a lot of shit. She's not lying. You know what would have made it harder to refute her video about him had she let the whole interview play instead of just recircling the few clips that she spoke on. Had she let it really go on and play all the way through, it'd have been super hard to deny at any point. But that still gave him exposure. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a few people that are over there now because she did a piece on him. And we went over there riding. He sent us over there. I didn't just go over there because I'm like, let me go defend Awesome. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, we playing in the YouTube streets, you know? And I knew what it was. I even have it in some of my comments over there. Like, don't hate the player, you know, hate the game. Because it's a game. It's all about finding your niche. And that's all fine and good. But there are some people that don't like my friend, my fat daddy. He noticed that I was trolling around online, messing with stuff. And he was like, what? And I said, this is because I wasn't working. I had my surgery or whatever. I told him, this is my general hospital. This is my days of our lives. This is my interactive stories. You know what I mean? And, you know, I was invested in the growth of, you know, Gizmo's just so damn cute, man. And a lot of the stuff he's instilling in her, I like. As far as taking care of herself, different things, you know. I hate to see what's going to happen when she starts really coming into her own for real, to see what may or may not be going on with him, you know, as far as how he's going to deal with, you know, little girls are different when they get older, man. You don't have to worry about a little girl trying to jump on you, but little girls are different when they start growing up. Believe me, my daughter's 27, and she was. But the only good part is I, as a woman, I knew what to expect from her, and I could navigate it and help her navigate it. I was, hey, nope, don't do that, nope, get back, Jack. So and I got a sneaky suspicion he's gonna be with whoever's gonna be with him as long as she's pretty and shuts the fuck up. And probably, I doubt he will. I just don't see him managing YouTube in a way that he can really make some real money on there, you know? No, no, I got a man's picture up there. But the picture that I was using was me. You know, I can clean up pretty good sometimes. The picture I had on my profile was me. But no, I would never put my daughter's picture up there. No, my daughter, she don't play that. She does not play that. No, my daughter's funny. She's not playing that. You see, she ain't said a word since she hasn't said a word. She don't play that. Mm-mm. She looking at me like I'm crazy right now. And not that she doesn't navigate online, but she's very much one to protect her privacy, to to be in her presence is a privilege. And she's not like one of those stuck up people. She's not that, but to be in her presence is a privilege because she's not for the chaos. She's not for bullshit. She's not for any of that. She did get that from me as far as being able to detect bullshit, but the way she deals with it is different. Like me, I'm gonna let you know I'm gonna clap back, but she's not. No, but when I go over there and play, I got a man's picture up there. I'll never tell who it is. He's so stupid. But I also learned that by going over there, even just trolling his ass and dig. And when I say trolling, he kicks it with me. Kicks it with me. Hey, what's up, Matt? Woo, woo, woo. Yeah, what's up? He's so dumb. But I've been learning, I've been starting to realize that even just doing that, I won't watch from the bushes on my own platform. And I don't go over there all the time. But when I do pop up, he'd be happy to see me in my man profile. Fucking dummy. And I don't talk any different on there than I was talking before. So, emojis and all. So, whatever though. But just doing that is giving him support. I guess I don't mind giving him the views because I know at this point he'll never be able to navigate. He will never be in the creators program. He will never be in the advertisement program. He'll never be doing none of that. He won't. And I'm sure he's not making the majority of the money that he's pulling in is not from YouTube. It's from Cash App. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I can't, and he's never discussed his finances with me. He's not. I'm not saying that because I've got insider knowledge. I'm just not damn dumb. I'm just not dumb. So, all right, now let me let this cook down, and I'm gonna clean the rest of my greens. Well, clean the rest of them. I gotta clean the whole thing. I didn't clean any of them yet. Hold on. So he's just a dick. You know what I'm saying? He's ungrateful. He's inconsiderate. He's a liar. He's a liar. He's a lot of things. But fucking with me, he won't be. You know? And like I said, I'm not tough. I can't fight a man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not like I would run up on him and be like, you're a fucking liar. Nah, but if he ran up on me, he'd definitely get shot. I'm putting it out there. I don't play. I'm not gonna take no chances. You know what I'm saying? I gotta come home to my kids. I don't take the YouTube streets all that serious to want to beef outside of YouTube on it. Let me see. Oh, oh yeah, the glasses, yeah. Well, you know what? It will probably happen because, you've seen the library video, right? When he was frothing and seething at the mouth, trying to find a fight at the library, at the public library. He's going to do that at the school because the teacher's going to say something or something's going to happen, and that school's going to, especially out there in Atlanta, the school's going to tear him up. And you can only not answer the, yes, baby.
I gotta get in the kitchen.
What you trying to get in here for? You want to clean these greens?
I gotta get ready for work.
You don't have to be to work till 2 o'clock.
Okay, well,
What do you need, baby?
I'm doing routine. I need to use the microwave. I need to do some food.
Oh, I was going to cook after I finished with these greens. But go ahead. All right, hold on. I'm about to go sit somewhere because I have to cook this shit before. All right, hold on. I'm going to go in my room because my daughter needs to get herself together for work. So I'm going to step in here. All right, go ahead, baby. Don't be all day now. Shit. Yeah, he's a butthole. Let me see. Yeah, the library was terrible. That in itself is terrible to be doing that in front of her. Or when he was at the store door that day and somebody was like, "Oh, what a cute baby." He was like, "No, don't touch my door." Ooh, instead of saying thank you, thank you. As long as they weren't touching her or leering over her, you know. I mean, as long as they weren't like, "Hey, little girl, you're cute." But I mean, if somebody just walks by, I mean, I don't know. I love kids. So I don't know how many times that I've seen a beautiful child in the store and I've been like, "Oh man, hey, you got a beautiful, hey, that's a cute baby." You know what I mean? I don't definitely don't try to invade space and pick them up or any of that kind of stuff because I don't do things to people that I wouldn't be okay with them doing to me in return. You know, and my real another part of the issue I had is you just ran on emotion and took the word of some chick. Now you know how often I was over there. You know how many lives I was in, right? Why, if this person was a supporter, how the fuck I didn't know? So I'm getting in trouble because I didn't know because somebody just popped up, came to the live 3 times, and I'm, you know what I mean? It just was foul, and you didn't even now you called me for everything else. You called me to see, did I see anything on Cynthia G's channel about what was supposed to happen that day? You called me to say, oh, do you think I went too far? Was it funny? Oh, da, 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 da. Or whatever he would call me to say. But you couldn't call me and be like, hey, what happened today? A girl was tripping. Like, what happened? I just felt like that was fake. That let me know flat out she's a faker. And even after that, I still came back to life because, like I told him, I didn't care about being no mod. I don't give a shit about being a mod. Are you kidding me? Whatever. But I told him, and I still kept coming. I still kept coming. But when somebody in his live, I think it was Angie or Edova, had asked, like, hey, no, OG was like, what happened to your mod badge, Trista? And I was like, oh man, I dropped it somewhere. You know what I mean? And then I don't know, I said so, Angie or Edova, somebody, and he was like, no, no, you better stop doing that, or I'm gonna block you. You can't come over here trying sympathy. What? The fucks? The fucks? When we all talk about all kinds of stuff. We talked about my surgery. We talked about all kinds of stuff. So what are you talking about? I mean, that was just a lot. What do you mean y'all can't compare to Cynthia G? No, what I said. What do you mean? The baby is. Yeah, it's probably. What do you mean you can't compare to Cynthia G? Get real. What do you mean compare? Who's trying to compare to her? I don't understand. I don't understand. Make me understand so I know how to. Because I'm not comparing to her. I mean, she's got his platform does not compare to hers. That's why I was nervous for him. He was too foolish to be nervous. He was actually going to go on her platform. He actually got all dressed up. It was going to go on there and spew the same stuff that she pointed out, instead of, well, what do you mean me and that homeless bum? See, well, why you pulling me into the homeless bum? Who's the homeless bum? You talking about awesome? And I don't know what you mean compare. I'm not trying to compare to any fucking body. Dig, you over here. I'm comparing to me. I'm not trying to compare with Cynthia G. And if you really are talking about me, then you should have done your homework because I went over there and I apologized to her. Are you playing? So explain what you're saying because I don't want to get hyped for no reason. I just want to understand what you're saying because however you feel is how you feel. But I'm trying to understand what you're talking about. Let me see. Well, I mean, he's got an apartment. I mean, what do you think about homeless? Why do you say he's homeless? I mean, he's got an apartment. What do you mean good for me? Now you're talking crazy. Like you're not finishing you start to sound a little irrational. Like what do you mean good for me? And why is he homeless? Oh, you sound like a dick bag. Whatever. Whatever. Okay. Well, it is what it is. You got anything productive to add? Cause well, I'm sure maybe he probably will. That's not my problem. I know I won't be. So and when I say get hype, I don't mean in defense of him. I mean, have you been here for a minute? We having a conversation here. I mean, I don't know. I mean, really the law of averages, is going to say that more than likely he's going to crash and burn. Okay. I mean, you made your point. So what are you adding to the conversation? I mean, we trying to we trying to kick and tell and close a circle here. Oh, well, okay, bye. Scroll up, dog. Bye. Disjoint these nuts and your mama. How about that? Now what? Fucking goofy, man. But anyway, now the names have been called. Now what? You know what I mean? Like, now what? Well, that's cool. That's cool. Whatever. Yeah, my mama, cool. She can be what you want her to be. I mean, whatever. You know what I mean? Ain't no harm in your mama crack. I mean, we used to do it as kids. Your mama's so fat. Your mama's so ugly. I mean, what? I mean, what you tripping on? Why are you tripping on me? Why are you tripping on me? I'd like to know why are you tripping on me. Okay. Why are you tripping on me? I mean, you want to be, are you a man or a woman? Would be the question because you got some kind of, what is that, a feed me Seymour plan or something? What is that? Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I do. And then I try to stay positive, but it's tricky sometimes. Hmm. Oh, well, okay. Well, okay. If that's what you say, I don't know. You must be looking in a two-way in a mirror for yourself or something. I don't even know. That was a lame comeback. I don't know. We'll do a cap on. We can cap on each other. I'm not. That's cool. So, anything else you want to get off your chest there? Lucky Chupa Chippa, whatever the hell that says. I'm not sure if luck is your middle name or you just wishing for some luck or what. You want to be seen. I'm not quite sure. But I'll be whatever you want me to be. Whatever. So, anything else from you, sir? Ma'am? Whatever. Whatever. You might be one of those people. I don't know. So, don't ever get it twisted. Don't ever get it twisted. I say what I mean and I mean what I say. Even in his chat, I said what I mean. I'm looking at a Yeah, right, right. Okay, that's cool. Whatever. Takes one to know one. How about that? You sound ridiculous, but okay, takes one to know one. Now, next, you got to come better than that. Got to come better than that. So, got to come better than that. So, if your main concern is for the baby, I can't tell. You're not coming up with no solutions. You're just doing a lot of complaining. You should try that 30-day no complaint challenge. It'll change your life. Come with solutions. Don't come with shitting out your mouth. So, I be dis or whatever. I don't even think that's how you spell disconnected. Dissipated. What's a dissipated? Fill me in. I'm not looking at better big dog. What the Okay, all right. Yeah, that is definitely the grammar and the sentence structure and the logic of a weirdo. So, but these YouTube streets bring all kinds of weirdos. So, like I said, whatever. Take your best shot. What else you got? What else you got? What, you got to Google something to say or something like that? What are you trying chat GBT to come up with something interesting? Yeah, ADHD is real. I certainly got off topic, but it is what it is. So now what? Over there Googling something to say. Because I don't know. Whatever. If I'm a crack fiend and you smoking it with me, how about that? It is all fun and games. It's YouTube, man. It's the internet. It's an interactive story. You know what I'm saying? You got millions of choices. And you here with me, and I appreciate you. How about that? We'll try killing them with kindness. Although that's not really my strong suit, but I'm gonna try. Are you a man or a woman? Hey, girl. How you doing, Key? You popped in at the right time. We were just finishing up a conversation I know you didn't want to be part of. How you doing today? Yeah, I'm holed up in my room right now. My daughter's getting ready for work, and then I got kicked out the kitchen because she doesn't do the live thing. She does not want to be seen, heard, anything. Was you working today, Key? So anyway, today I make Key. I'm good. I'm blessed. I just got off work not too long ago, and I'm making smothered pork chops and some greens. So I'm just waiting for my daughter to get out of the kitchen so I can get back in there and finish cleaning them. So, but yeah, everything's good. Good. Job is good. It's such an easy gig. I'm so blessed to have been given the opportunity. Even though I'm gonna give y'all negative naysayers something to run with. I don't want to work. I'm in my 50s. I really don't want to work. However, due to poor choices earlier in my life. Okay, okay, okay. I was just saying, due to earlier choices in life, I have pretty much boxed myself into having to work. I don't want to, though. I don't. I really don't. I have my hearing next month so that I can try to go on and lock down my unemployment. Girl, I love them. I love them. I'm going to smother them with some rice and some greens. It's going to be yummy. Yeah, I'm making a big old pot of greens. I'm going to freeze some. That way I'll have them. They're good for you, too. The vitamin K is really good for you. But yeah, why you haven't had a pork chop in a long time? What, you stop eating pork? What, baby? All right, thank you. All right. I've got permission to go back in my kitchen now. Excuse me, sir. All right. Yeah. So. So, yeah, it's, I need a, oh boy, I don't want to, let me see, do I have a, 1 second, let me pull something out. This cover is made so weird. Yeah, this cupboard is made so weird. It, the cupboard goes the whole length of the cabinet in the corner here, but the door to it is this big. It's crazy. It's crazy. So it's hard to get in there and get things in and out. But yeah, I'm just cleaning my greens. I've got the pot almost ready. I've got it seasoning and got my smoked turkey legs in there. Yeah. So other than that, I'm not doing anything. I just came on here. I was really gonna do a more of a show and not tell this morning. However, I had gave my word at some point that I would address a certain issue. That's why I'm saying you. I'm glad you popped in when you did. We were pretty much done talking about stuff I know you don't participate in, my positive friend. So, and you know what, Key, I have to tell you though, you did your live the other day, and some of the things you talked about, I was like, yeah, I needed to hear that, you know, especially about these YouTube streets, you know, because people are weird. They just move weird. They move weird, and they move weird. I've never, yeah, that's a whole nother thing. They just move weird. And not only did you say it, but there's another content creator that I found that's really on a good positive vibe, just a good It's a smooth place to be. And that same day, he spoke on quantity over quality. And I was like, dang, I've heard this and had this conversation the second time today. There's something to it. And then right after we had that conversation, probably the very later on that night, something jumped off in the YouTube streets, you know, and I was like, you know, God, good Lord, we just talked about this. So, yeah, I had to make some adjustments as far as how I deal with people and who I am when I deal with them. You know what I'm saying? I don't want my channel or my platform to be that kind of negativity, that negative energy. Because, like I said, I'm not on here trying to support my family by doing YouTube. I'm not on here making it a point to hustle people or whatever. You know what I mean? I'd rather just find some like-minded people that, you know, I can you know, have a good conversation with, kick it with, and just be you see, silly pork. We're just having it a pork chop. Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. I did see you with the bacon. That's right. My plan this morning was to hurry up and get my greens and stuff going, and then go on and cook some, make some biscuits with some sausage and egg. But it's taking me a little longer to get these greens going than I wanted it to. I got to talking. You know what? That's an awful lot. I better add some. Yeah, I'm gonna have to add some more. Well, no, they probably will break down. There's so many greens that because I had bought some the other day, and you know, once you buy fresh greens, you have to go on and cook them in a certain time, or they get to withering and wilting and stuff. So they were on their way to being not good. So I went this morning and bought another few bunches of them, and I cook mustard, collard, and turnip. I think I accidentally grabbed a piece some kale this time too, but kale is good too. It's all good. It's all good for you. And I've been wanting smothered pork chops for a couple of days, you know, and my kids were out of town, so I'm like, I'm not gonna cook all this, you know, all of this and for just me. And by the time even one of them gets home, it won't be about anything. So anyway, that's basically all it is today. I was at my job last night. I was nervous going in because I only work one day a week, so I was kind of nervous going in because I haven't done, you know, in-home care. You know, I've done the nursing home and assisted living and things like that, but you know, being just the only person there, the sole person responsible for somebody, and it's not like, you know, I gonna forget to feed them or meds or whatever. It's the whole mobility issue. You know, I just had that shoulder surgery in January, so it's not all the way healed, but not having a choice, I have to work, and this opportunity to work was really something I couldn't turn down. I couldn't turn it down. I couldn't. The pay is good. The person I work for is really a solid individual. They came highly recommended as somebody who is good to their employees and somebody who had been doing it for a while, so they had their business put together. It's not like I was gonna have to, you know, worry about, you know, any kind of weird stuff. Uh-oh. I didn't rinse that one out there, did I? So, I was nervous going in because the first night I was there by myself last week, you know, before he settled in for bed, it was no problem getting him from his chair to the wheelchair to the bathroom or up to use the urinal. Sometimes I do, not this time. I do love cabbage though, cabbage and kale. Usually when I make cabbage, I just make cabbage, but I'm not above adding them to my greens. You know, this time I just have collard, turnip, mustard, and I'm pretty sure I grabbed a pack of kale. Pretty sure that that's kale flying around in here, but you know, it's all good. It's all green. It's gonna go down. All right, let me see. I gotta make a little room to, you know. So, like I said, I was nervous because the first night, and once he fell asleep, you know, he has a medical condition to where he has to use the bathroom a lot. He urinates a lot. And so you have to stand him completely up to do that. And even at night, we don't take him into the bathroom. We have like a urinal that he uses. However, he has to stand up, and he's a rather large man. And once he fell asleep, you know, the first time he needed to get up and use the bathroom, I was struggling to get him to stand, and I had to call his son downstairs. Like, I couldn't figure out, like, what it was. And then the second time I tried to get him up that night, it was the same thing. And then once he woke up in the morning, it was fine getting him up, and I had to really sit and think to myself, like, is it just my shoulder acting up that I can't, or is it something else? And it ended up to be something else. I was skipping a step. I was skipping, you know, having the chair help me to get him up. So I was nervous last night when I went in, but everything went well. Everything went really good. It did. It made me feel good. You know, he likes me. He talks very highly about me. You know, so it's been a blessing. It's been a blessing. And I don't use like bacon or pork in my greens. I use either smoked turkey or smoked chicken. I put in them. You know, I love bacon too. I do. I'm a bakeaholic, but I just figure everybody in my house, they would eat bacon like that, but some of them in here need not eat bacon like that, health-wise, you know, history-wise. So I choose to put smoked turkey in there. You know, one thing, see, when I get fixated on something, I just have to say this just in case people are still here from earlier with that wisecrack, you know, the little back and forth we went through. You know, the first thing people go to when they don't know you and don't have any dirt on you and really can't say shit, the first thing they go to, and he is included, I'm not going to say his name now, we're going to respect Keith, he doesn't really go for that. But first thing they go to is, it's a dope fiend. Oh, it's a dope fiend. Man, people need to come better with their cap. My ADHD brain says that's like the biggest pet peeve. Like, if you want to go back and forth and cap and roast each other, come with something better than she's a dope fiend. Oh my gosh. Like, okay, whatever. Like, that's so lame. That is really a lame move. And I noticed that people like to throw that out there in these YouTube streets. They just think that that's some kind of, like, huh? I don't know. You got to do better than that. So, you know, much props to you for trying today. But you're going to have to do your research and come a little better. Come a little better. Because guaranteed you don't know me from a hill of beans. You don't know me from back in the day. And if you did know me, you wouldn't come at me like that. Because if you know me and fucked with me, that means I know you and mess with you too. So guaranteed ain't nobody got dirt on me that I don't have any back on them. So, you know, you want to put business in the street, could at least come with something real. You know, I think people get it twisted when I say at one point in time, my children or my child was in a gizmo position as far as being with her father. That's not to say why. It's not to say why. You can assume why. You can assume why. You know, but I can say this, it is a blessing to be able to have the other parent, to be able to, when you having a hard time or you going through something, that the other parent is there for their baby. You know, I give props where props are due. Flat out. Flat out. So, What you got going on today, Key? You about to go see that one person who keeps his eye real close on you? I think that is the cutest thing. That is the cutest thing, my ma'am. My ma'am. Flat out. Hey, Key, I meant to ask you, did you post the rest of your cruise vlog? I know I seen the one where you started off in the infirmary, and the one before that. Is there another one behind that? I admit I am a little jealous. Be taking cruises and whatnot. I haven't been able to go out of town in quite some time now. Not to say I don't want to or don't plan on it. It's just gotta stack back up. I just got back to working. I did have that one quick little job earlier, a couple months ago, but that didn't last. I can't. It's bad enough staying on top of the confusion that I create for myself with my ADHD brain, or girl brain, or whatever the people want to call it. But to have to go to a job where your boss is chaotic like that and does weird stuff, I don't know. I couldn't do it. I couldn't tolerate it. I was there 6 days and was like, nah, I'll find something else. And plus, when you walk into a company and they don't, they're a big company. I'm not going to put their name out there, but they're a big company in what they do, and they have no leadership. Like the leadership, there wasn't a person in there from the director on down that had been there and in position of leadership there more than 3 months. Like I was in orientation with my boss, which was crazy, and walked into like a real cluster bang of a department. So yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't. But you know what? I take that back. I could have, but I didn't have to. So I didn't. I just was not going to put myself under that stress. And really knowing that my shoulder was nowhere near healed up enough to even consider doing any kind of strenuous or repetitive motion. Like now it's just to the point now where I can do this caretaker for this gentleman and not have to worry about my shoulder really hurting. Oh shoot, it does still hurt, but it's not that bad. And he's not completely immobile. He can definitely do some things on his own. He just needs some help getting up and out of his chair. So it's not too shabby. It's not too shabby. All right, we are. Hold on, let me wash this bowl. I have to season my pork chops real quick. Yeah, I'm cooking early today. I have to go. Me and my boy have to go. I have to go pick him up. He's over his brother's house. I have to go pick him up. We have eyeglass appointments this afternoon, and I definitely need to get my eyes done. Seems like the more I wear my glasses, the more I need them now. It's like not real comfortable with that. I don't really like anything on my face because I just now, I think in the last 2 years, started needing glasses. So I don't like it. I don't like them on my face. And it's not about aesthetics, like how they look. It's just they bother me on my face like that. They bother me. So I unfortunately do not have insurance that covers contacts, but what I'm hoping they'll do is they will give me the contact prescription and I can just go buy them myself online. Because oh yeah, these are nice pork chops. Oh yeah, they're gonna be yummy. Ooh. Yeah, kind of fat too. Oh, these are gonna be good. Hold on. All right. Yep. Other than that, I'm really, uh-oh. Okay. Do I have an open one of these? Hold on. Nope. All right, I'm gonna have to open this one. Uh, well, I tell you what, I am going to be signing up out of here. I appreciate you guys coming in and talking with me. If you could do me a favor and hit the like on your way out. Don't have to subscribe, but just hit the like for me. Just hit the like for me. I mean, if you do, I appreciate it. If you don't want to, if you just came in for the gossip, that's fine too. And I don't care if you tell them I said it. I don't care. It's not even that serious. Because it's getting old now. And like I said, I have learned over the last couple of days of just being observant and paying attention and different things that have happened or haven't happened, that I don't want chaos. I don't want none of that chaotic stuff. If I even decide I want to continue doing this, you know, it is kind of cool to get on here and, you know, talk with people, whether it's talking shit or talking about real stuff. It's fun. It's cool. All right, I'm going to let these pork chops soak for a minute. I don't know if you guys do it. I don't know, but I like for my pork chops to soak in some diluted apple cider vinegar for a little bit before I season them and sear them to get ready to smother and cook. I like to put them in some apple cider vinegar. Like even when I cook ribs, like sometimes I'll bake them in the oven or barbecue them, but I definitely like to take baby back ribs and boil them in apple juice for a little while. Boil them in apple juice till they start getting nice and tender, and then I'll make my barbecue sauce, put them in a pan, put the barbecue sauce on them, and then put them in the oven. Girl, they will fall straight off the bone. But I mean, either way I cook them, they fall off the bone. As long as it's not hard. It's not like a huge flex to say I can cook ribs that fall off the bone, but it is the best way to eat them. I don't like tough ribs. I don't like tough ribs at all. If they're tough and you gotta snatch them off the bone, I like to be able to just take a little bite and have it fall off the bone. They're good that way, and then the other reason is, you know, it is what it is. Bad genetics in the teeth department. So, have to be careful with the ones that I have so that they are not misused and I end up without them before I get into my real golden years. Yeah, I seen that one. Yeah, I did see that one. I did. Yeah, when you were in the infirmary. Yeah, I did. I didn't. I will be honest though. I didn't finish watching it, but you know, I always wipe my feet first thing coming through. I always give you a like and a comment just to let you know I've been there. You know, a lot of times I backtrack behind because you know, I don't sleep consistently, so I'm up and down throughout the night. So it's probably how I got caught up in them damn YouTube streets. Mm-mm. That's a damn shame. And you had just spoke on it, but I was already in the process of being caught up. It just blew up that particular day, and I was like, golly, she just spoke on this. Lord have mercy. Yeah, so I appreciate you. I really do appreciate you. You good people. You good people. You know, we don't know each other personally, but you put out good energy. You come with a firm stance on what you believe in and what you ride for. And that's always deserves to be respected. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's boss. That's boss stuff right there, Key. Flat out. That certainly is boss stuff. You know, when you had the courage to stand on your convictions and back what you say and with actions and not just words. You know what I'm saying? Because stuff will get to tipping off in your life. And you'll be like, hold up. I'm not standing for that. You know what I mean? Other people let stuff ride for the sake of views. Other people let stuff ride for the sake of content or or you know what I mean? So I respect that about you. I really do. But so I appreciate y'all for coming. I am about to run up out of here. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. And I'm going to pop up on yours because after I'm done cooking, I'm going to sit back and find some streets to get into. So, you know, go live. So I've got a good place to go, Key. So, you know, I'm talking shit, but I definitely am gonna be chilling. I have to work later. I have to take my baby to an eye appointment, but I'm in between while the greens and pork chops and stuff are cooking. I definitely am gonna be. I'm gonna be patrolling the streets, try to find something to get into. So I say that though, but I am not gonna get caught up in no bullshit today. I'm not. I'm not. And if I want to get caught up in bullshit, I got another account I'm going to do it on. I'm not going to sully mine up. All right, cool, cool. You do you know what time? But then again, my notifications pop on when you go up. I got them set for you. Yeah, I like to support you when you go on. Whether I catch it on the replay or we catch it on the live. You know I'm gonna be there, girl. I appreciate you. Thank y'all for coming. I'm about to get up off of here. Do what I gotta do. Y'all have a great day. Keep your head in the game, all of that good stuff. And I appreciate you. See y'all later, okay? I'm gonna see you in a minute, girl. Mm.